Well, let's bring in now military analyst Sean Bell. And Sean, Dan are talking a bit about it there, but how significant would you say the relationship is between Russia and Belarus? And in that sense, what role is the Wagner Group playing?
It's fascinating seeing the various dimensions to that relationship. President Putin and Lukashenko met in St. Petersburg only 2 or 3 days ago, but we now learn that they extended that one-day meeting by an extra 2 days. Now, these are two senior leaders that their diaries were normally booked up months in advance. So that probably reflects the importance of what they were discussing, and particularly Putin's concerns. The topics, one of them is the Union state. Putin is desperately trying to pull Belarus in as a sort of satellite of Russia. Part of the reason they're doing that is that Ukraine used to be a puppet of Russia, but the population rebelled against that and they now have democracy. Putin will not want to see Belarus go the same way, and Lukashenko is described as the last European dictator on the way. Russia's been increasing its presence of military footprint on the ground, but it does appear that the Wagner problem has dominated discussions between the two of them, because even though Wagner is out of Ukraine now, it does appear that Putin is still very concerned about the threat. Putin relies on his mercenary groups, particularly in Africa around the world, but clearly Prigozhin has become too powerful and has become a threat. That's why he needs to get him out of Russia. But is he safe? Is he far enough away in Belarus? And the final thing that they've been discussing, I suspect, is President Putin desperately wants to get Belarus involved in this war. If you look at a map of the region, the Belarus-Ukraine border up to the north there, that would double the size of the front line. That would create a real challenge for Ukraine, having to split resources if Belarus was to get involved up to the north there. And even if that's unlikely, it's very likely we'll see some sort of Russian false flag operation to try and force Belarus's hand. That's a very big concern.
Meanwhile, German media has reported this leaked intelligence assessment. This is criticising the speed of Ukraine's counter-offensive. What more do we know about that?
Yes, it was a leaked document. It outlined the counter-offensive wasn't going as planned. It wasn't achieving very much on the ground, that the Ukrainians weren't using Western training, and there was a failing of leadership there. Interesting, UK defence officials privately have been saying that actually it's just not helpful to be critical of the Ukrainians. But this report probably reflected the international concerns. We are in the 7th gusting 8th week of this offensive, and there hasn't been a great deal of progress. And one of the concerns internationally is Ukraine could not be in a better position with international aid, weapons, money, training. It was all perfectly set, and therefore, if they can't do it with that, how would they be able to do it? Now, of course, the seniors would turn around and say the delays were caused because the weapons didn't arrive in time. Russian built up defences. It's going to take time to break those down, and Ukraine's only committed 9th Corps so far. 10th Corps, all of the weapons really are in that, the tanks and everything. So it's too early to judge at the moment, but it's very clear that international concerns are gradually rising, and President Zelensky needs a breakthrough, and he needs it soon.
OK, Sean, thanks very much.